to another episode of Make More Sales by Gain the Edge, the show that is focused on helping you scale your company, helping you make money on purpose because you planned for it, because you took the right actions, because you're making it happen, right? And today we're going to be talking about mapping out your success, documenting your success. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of planning sales growth. Right? Got a couple of quick things we're going to share with you based on what we're seeing in our mastermind and from the people that we help on a daily basis. Right? So we offer listeners a special surprise at the end. So hang on here because I got some resources for you that we're going to send you to. But before we start our episode for today, please go to Instagram account at Gain the Edge Now, right? And follow me there and message me any sales questions or challenges that you have, because we are eager to help. We are here to serve you. We are here to put our 9-figure sales brain on your business, get anything we can to help you with the little tweaks that make a big difference, right? And so we'll make sure that you're following us on all places, right? So get there, follow us on Instagram, okay? So, here's the thing. We had a mastermind session yesterday with our sales team ready mastermind, and we're really helping people get focused on fine-tuning the offer, really dialing in the prospect journey and for the ideal avatar, so that the person who's got the bleeding neck problem that you solve is moving intentionally in your direction, closer to you, so that you can meet them with that home run offer, with that irresistible offer that is the perfect solution to the journey that you have been moving them forward towards. And many times it's, I see people get so caught up in tactics. We start looking at, well, where should I put the offer? Where should I put the invitation? What should the opt-in be, et cetera? And I want to share with you the tactics. Tactics are great, and all tactics work and all tactics don't work, right? The most important thing is understanding what it is you're trying to actually affect. What are you trying to accomplish with this opportunity? Whether it's a funnel, a funnel for a webinar that's moving somebody to an event, or you have something that's moving somebody to a high-ticket sales opportunity, or somebody who's buying something on your website, and then getting onto your list, et cetera. And here's the key. The thing that I want to make sure that we do is, as we start moving through this, too many times we're thinking that we have taken care of all the steps. And too many times I see people we've thought through a bit of what we want to have happen, but we haven't thought through all the different steps that are necessary in order for this thing to happen. So if you're watching if you're watching on video, I'm going to share my screen with you here. I'm going to show you a really quick mind map. And then, of course, if you're just listening, then I'll talk this through to you so you can, pay attention. This is not complicated, guys, but what it is important. Okay. So as you can see here on the map, if you're looking, I got a quick mind map, and I just start out with what I'm doing in the middle here. And I'm basically mind mapping this episode of our podcast. Okay. So I've got podcast documented here. Okay. Everything to the right of it is what's happening. Everything to the left of it is how we're getting you here, visibility. Okay. So I want you to think about it like this. I want you to map out everything that you need going forward, right? So you're going to map out where this is going. Okay. And then we want to optimize this by reverse engineering it. So you map it out forward. So you show, where are we headed? What are the steps we're doing? What are we trying to do? So here, podcast, where am I trying to send people? Well, to the show notes. We're going to move people to the show notes, right? And then what are we going to find inside the show notes? Okay. So that's first step out. Then the next off of that, we got a few branches. What are we going to find in the show notes? We're going to find notations, right? The key components to what we've been talking about. What else are we going to find in the show notes? Transcription, right? We transcribe the episodes because then it gives a more robust description, which is easier to find, optimizes better for SEO search and all of that. Okay. So it'll be transcription. Also for those people who like to read the notes, because believe it or not, I'm not one of them, but a lot of people like to read everything versus hearing it, or read it while they're hearing it. Okay. Next is going to be in the show notes is resource, right? I'm going to share with you. I have an opportunity. I have something we're going to give away to you to help you with some lead generation thought processes in the show notes, right? Also, going to be put in the show notes an offer. There's going to be an offer in here that I'm going to talk to you about in just a quick minute for a workshop, right? That we're going to do, because we do monthly workshops all the time. And so when you go to the workshop, or when you go to the show notes and you click on, there's either going to be an opportunity for the upcoming workshop that we have, or a waiting list to get on for our next one, because we do them every month of different types to solve different problems around their scaling game. All right. So then when you go and click into it, right, again, just mapping this out, I'm just drawing this out one at a time. I do this on whiteboards, I do this on paper, or I do this on, an app like this, like the Miro board app. But I want it to be visual so you can actually see everything instead of just thinking through logically what might and should happen. I want you to actually look at it. Okay. So now from the offer, it shows here we got workshop. And then from the workshop, if we go to, I want them to be able to purchase or go to a wait list. Okay. Then the other thing that's going to come out of the podcast is a quick commercial, right? So I'm going to do a quick soundbite on us or company sponsoring the advertisement, right? So sponsoring the ad here is us. Is Gain the Edge. Okay, Gain the Edge. We are your sponsor, right? To make sure that we are here to support you. Make More Sales is sponsored by Gain the Edge. Gain the Edge is a company that offers sales systems, sales strategies, and sales teams to legacy-minded professionals so that you can focus on your zone of genius. We bring the things that are going to help you scale your company with sales, right? So that is quick commercial again, and that is mapped out here. This is part of the dialogue and the conversation. All right. So get back to screen share here so you can see that. The other thing that we're doing here in this map is you can see everything to the right. Okay. We could go much more detailed in this, but I just want to give you a quick visual on this, right? Show notes. What are all the things that are going to be in the show notes? What links are going to be in the show notes? Commercial, and what else is going to be there. So I'm going to share, I'm going to do a commercial at the end here that I'm going to share with you about our Leads Made Easy training, which is a way to help increase visibility and get more leads to show up to want to buy, to talk to you or see what things you have offered. You want to make sure in order for you to make sales, you got to make offers, and make offers. You got to have the right people showing up, right? And this Leads Made Easy is one of the best ways that we have to be able to help more of the right people show up. Okay. But then when you see here, I have this mapped out. Now, these are just some of the things that I was thinking about. And then we want to think through, okay, how do I want to communicate with people? What touch points do we want to have here? So I'm adding that in, right? Touch points. We want touch points around the Leads Made Easy opportunity. So make sure that when they click on the link, like these things are thought about, because we're going to put the link inside the show notes. But before we put that link in, we've already mapped out what's going to happen when you click on it, what's going to happen when you download it, what's going to happen after you consume the content. What are the touch points, right? And if you don't have them, then you want to at least you want to map those out. What are they? Are they going to be emails? Are they going to be text messages? Are they going to be resources, right? Then same thing in the emails. We have emails here tied to the show notes. So anybody who clicks on the opportunities in the show notes, we have opportunities that those are things that are going to capture your information so that we can then start serving you, start sharing with you, start promoting more of what's going on with our podcast. So if you like the podcast, then you'll be notified as more episodes come and as more opportunities are being shared. Okay. And then we also want conversations. We're a sales organization, right? You, believe it or not, are a sales organization, and you should be talking to people, and it should be built into your process. You should be thinking through where, when, and how do I talk to people? Where am I going to talk to them? I'm going to talk to them after they register for a workshop. I'm going to talk to them after they purchase. I'm going to talk to them after they consume Leads Made Easy, right? We're going to build in where are the conversation points in this small sequence. Again, all this is, I just built this around this podcast episode. Right. But this tells us these are the things that we need to be putting together that we either have and need to make sure are working, or we need to create to ensure that they happen. All right. Now, if you look to the left side, we're going from the middle where it says podcast, right? Everything we've been talking about has been going from the middle to the right, right? From left to right. Now we're going from the middle to the left, from right to left. So going left, we're looking at visibility for the podcast. How do we get people to this episode? Okay. And off of one branch, we got social, right? So social opportunities here, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're promoting this there. We have clips, right? Our podcast team, they edit these stuff really well and they promote them well. They break them into chunks, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 30 second sound bites, right? And we usually turn one episode into 14 different clips that can be promoted in different ways to start featuring the content, what we're doing, and the podcast episode. Right. And then, of course, we promote it through email. So we want to make sure that we have the right email clips, the right emails written, what's going in, what's going to be inserted, and then where are we leading people to? Okay. So all of this stuff is thought out, and it's just all simple mind map. And I did this whole mind map in like 5 minutes. This was not a lot of complication. It's just, I was just asking questions. What do I want to happen? What do I want to happen next? What do I want to happen once this happens? Once this happens, where do I want them to go? What do I want them to do? Okay. So the first part of this is mapping it out forward. So you always want to map it forward as a visual presentation, like from here forward, what is it? What needs to happen? But then to optimize it, and you start checking against this to start making this better, more effective, you start from the opposite end. You reverse engineer and you say, okay, what do I want them to do? Well, I want them to purchase tickets to the workshop. Great. And so where were they going to buy them? Well, so then now you go backwards, right? And you can say, okay, they're going to buy it from the workshop. Great. Where are they going to buy it from the workshop? From the offer that we're going to make on the show. And then the show's that's got to be in the show notes. So that has to be a link, right? So what's that link going to say? And what's that link going to offer them to do? Is it going to give them an opportunity to buy? Is it going to give them an opportunity to book a conversation? What do you want them to do? Okay. And then where are they going to find it? In the show notes. We're going to drive everybody to the show notes. And inside the show notes, they're going to have those options of ways to engage us or to take advantage of an offer. Okay. How am I going to get them to the show notes? From the podcast. And from the podcast. And it's also going to be mentioned in the email when we promote it, right? Make sure you check in the show notes for some bonuses and opportunities. Okay. So these are just questions that we have to ask going backwards. Otherwise, we'll leave a lot of things out that need to be part of the process so that it can be optimized. Again, optimization runs backwards. Once you map it out, then you start optimizing backwards. Okay, how does this happen? What is the step that needs to happen here first? What's the action that needs to happen before this happens? What's the thing they need to consume before this happens? What's the thing they need to see before they consume this, right? It's just one step at a time. And again, it's all simple stuff. None of this requires a technology degree. None of this requires you to be a marketing master, a digital marketing, anything. Again, I'm just using it on this app so I can screen share it with you, but I do this stuff on whiteboards. I do this stuff on paper. And here's the most important part. If you can't answer those questions, then you don't have a program. You don't have a solution. And so you need to be able to, at the very least, map it out, draw it out on paper, map it out on a whiteboard, so then you can hand it to your team, or at least from this, now you can start building whatever it is that you need to build. So map it out forward. What are the things that need to happen? Optimize it backwards, right? What are the mechanisms? What are the triggers? What are the things that need to be in place in order for this outcome to occur? Okay. That's really it. It's really that simple. We can do much more in depth around this. We can do a full in-depth training to ensure that you have this all down. But this is just a simple concept. I wanted to keep this short and sweet so that you can see it, so that you can make this thing work for yourself, right? So make sure from now on, as soon as you are going to plan your next event, when is your next event, your next webinar, your next opportunity? Okay. We actually have, we do monthly workshops, as I said, and we specialize in live events and providing sales strategies and systems. And the live event is basically a sales system. And we have a Build Your Event workshop coming up that we're consistently on. If you show up on this and it's past the date, just make sure you get on the waiting list and we'll make sure we get you to the next one. But we basically walk you through all the building blocks necessary to deliver a 6-figure revenue generating event. Right? Because that's something that we are very good at, and we have some simple building blocks to make that go, which is exactly what this little mind map that I was sharing with you. Okay. And that's something I want you to be thinking about. What is your next workshop? What is your next training? If you go into this workshop here, if you go into the show notes, actually, you'll find a link with an opportunity to register for our Build Your Event workshop. So please join us. I would love to see you there. If not this one that we're talking about right now, the next one, make sure you get on the waiting list and take advantage of it, because we have so many systems and resources and trainings that we can provide for you to help you get really clear on how to make more money more effectively, more simply, by making sure you got the right systems, strategies, processes, and team in place. Right. So I want to wrap this up because I want to keep it simple and short for you. But we do have, as I said, if you go in the show notes, there is a gift bonus for you. We know that one of the biggest challenges for people today is getting quality, consistent leads to show up ready to buy. Right? People who are the ideal avatar with a bleeding neck problem that understands why they're here, and then you meet them with the right opportunity so that they want to buy today. And That is with our Leads Made Easy program, Leads Made Easy training that we have available to you, and we want to make sure that you have it. So if you want to jump in, it's our 5 proven steps to fill your calendar with qualified and ready leads. Okay, we've prepared a compilation of proven strategies. Check out our Leads Made Easy link. It's in both. If you go into show notes, it's there. If you go into the bio inside of Instagram, okay, it's also there. We want to make sure that you're getting to engage us and getting resources. We have a lot of strategies and resources that we are sharing, and we just want you to be able to take advantage of them, because all of this stuff is going to help you make more sales, be more effective, generate more revenue, get in front of more of the right people, so that you're doing the things that will help you make money predictably and consistently. Because at the end of the day, if you're the cash register is not ringing, if you're not getting sales on command, then you're losing out. And the people who you need to be serving and solving problems for are never going to get their problem solved, because they won't be able to find you. And we want to end that problem. So make sure that you map it out. Make sure you reverse engineer and optimize it. Take advantage of these opportunities. Please go to the show notes, like, share, and subscribe. Let other people know where they can come to get their solutions taken care of here and learn more about sales. Also, you have a contact information down there. You can find us on any one of the social platforms. Please ask any questions that you have. We would love to be able to share our brilliance, our wisdom, our experience with you, so that we can solve some problems for you as well. So appreciate your time. Thanks for trusting us to be part of your success team. Go make some magic happen.